clever form of displaying the stages of redemption. We, as the audience, are shown through the cuts each opportunity the main character has to sort of redeem himself from the situation he's in until, however, it is too late. So I really like how that was displayed. I think it's also important to note the significance in where the man sort of started off. He was simply kind of relaxing and enjoying himself, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, the issue lied when he remained in that position. At least that's the sort of deeper underlying theme that came up. So I think it was very cleverly displayed.
The kind of message that I took from it was really, really powerful of, I think a lot of the times people play games, video games and things like that. It at least in some way is kind of an escape or like a release, I guess, a stress release or something like that of their everyday lives. And it can get easy to kind of get lost in, that world and the joy that you can get from like playing a game and doing it well and feeling accomplished in the game and putting a higher importance on that than trying to navigate the realities of life. And I think that this just a really great way of showing that. That's the message that I took away from it. um that you can really get sucked into the virtual or sucked into this, a form of escapism.
This actually shows the addictive side of video games. It's something that people don't talk about a lot. They talk about addictions to other things, but they forget you can be addicted to video games. And this guy kind of showed it. He showed it that he never got married, never left his apartment. He just had everything delivered to him that he needed so he could focus on a video game. There are parts that could be expanded upon, like how he's paying his rent and all. Maybe he does viral video games and make money that way, but this really is sad to see somebody waste their whole life in the span of less than 2 minutes. It was a great way to show a time loop on what addiction can do and how you can literally waste away with an addiction.
It's someone who's addicted to video games and you're waiting for them to, I don't know if maybe redemption is like a name of a video game, and maybe there's something I'm missing to this. Um, and if that is the case, great on you for putting that in there. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. It's such like a trope of like, oh, this guy is like grown and playing video games, like he's like almost a bum, and you really show that on screen through this story. Yeah, there were so many turning points that could have happened, and it's still just like, yeah, wasting away with video games. So an interesting perspective on that.
It's a film that is hilarious in its simplicity. It's so funny how you see him getting old and all the things around him getting messier and older until what you're left with is a skeleton. I think it's gonna remind people of all the times that they sat down to play video games, and time flies.
Most definitely a trip. um, it has that energy of we're not ending the night on a loss, where the man quite literally played himself to death. Um, it was very surreal, but I think that adds to the humor.
It was a nice way to tell the whole story very simply. No dialogue and just one actor, but we get this idea of this guy who just wastes his life playing a video game. I'm not sure where the redemption is, but yeah, it was funny. The guy did a nice job on screen. It was nicely put together, good use of music. It was a good mood and fun overall.